Hello and welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and today we are going to be talking about a Walt Disney World resort, Old Key West. Now, this resort is a little different than other resorts that we've talked about, as this is an exclusive Disney Vacation Club resort, just like Riviera, just like Saratoga Springs. So, this is different than a lot of the other resorts at Disney World, and we're going to talk about that today. So, if you're new here, I'm Lauren. I'm a travel advisor and I specialize in family vacations that are personalized for you only. You don't get the run of the mill, what you find on the internet with me. You get very personalized plans. So, let's get into this Old Key West video. So, again, this is a Disney Vacation Club resort. That means that Disney Vacation Club is Disney's way of talking about timeshares, and that's just another name for it. So people buy into the resort and they purchase points, and then they use those points to stay. Now, Disney has to offer a certain amount of rooms for cash, so you can pay cash to stay at these resorts. You can only book these resorts up to 7 months in advance. So if you want to book it a year in advance, you can't. You have to wait until the 7-month window, and then you can begin to book this resort. So Old Key West is over by the Disney Springs area, and you can actually walk to Disney Springs. And this is like a cult following. People who own Old Key West love Old Key West. And this is a great resort, but maybe not a great resort for someone who is starting out in the Disney area. So I tried to get the whole thing in here, but it didn't work. So as you can see, this is a very large resort. Okay, there are a lot of different sections and things like that. And people who own here know all the sections, and they have their buildings that they like. They have their rooms that they like, and everyone, if you ask them who owns at Old Key West, has their like spot. Okay, so you as a new person, it's going to be a little like more challenging because they know Old Key West like the back of their hands. But that's super helpful if you are staying here, because you can probably stop and ask anyone and say like, "Oh, I'm trying to do this. How do I get there?" Or, how do I get to the main building area? Or how do I do that? Most of the people there know this resort so well. So it's very different than all the other resorts, I would say, that most of the people here own, at Old Key West, and they really know this resort that you can stop and ask anyone, and they're super helpful. It's not as touristy as all the other resorts out there. The other reason that people love Old Key West is that these are the biggest rooms on property. So just know that. And not that it's like huge bigger, but it does. When I walk in, I notice a significant difference than a regular room. So maybe you would too. So again, there are options for a studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom villa. There is a quick service table option, a table service, there's a lounge, there's 4 pools, there's bus transportation, and then you can also take the bus or walk to Disney Springs. I'm doing a whole series on all the resorts at Disney World. So there are certain things that all resorts at Walt Disney World include: a front desk, a bell services, you have free transportation to and from the parks. Quick service dining is offered at all resorts. There are multiple pool options, arcades, gift shops, and different activities at the resorts. Now, a studio room is going to have typically these 2 queen beds options. A 1-bedroom, as you can see, is a little larger. Now, this angle is from sitting on a couch. So I'm sitting on the couch and I'm taking a picture of the kitchen area, and then there's that table area that you can sit in. This is a 1-bedroom, and it's very spacious for us. The kitchen is really nice. The layout is, it's not rectangular. So you have to get over that it's going to have like those weird cuts in the wall, and it's not going to be a perfect rectangle room, but it is a wonderful option. And then you have your bedroom options also. The bathroom is also, a very typical bathroom depending on what you're staying in. You have multiple bathrooms depending on if you're staying in a 1, 2, 3, 3-bedroom villa, grand villa, we call them. So there's Goodfoot to go. That is one of the quick service dining options. Then there is the Turtle Shack poolside snack. That is another option. Then Olivia's Cafe is a table service option. This is a great option for anyone. Granted, if you're going to Disney Springs, you're probably not going to come all the way over to Old Key West to have, a meal at a table service. But Olivia's Cafe is a really nice place to eat. I really like it there. Then there is the Gurgling Suitcase Libation and Spirit Lounge. This is a cute little lounge. And then there is the Conch Flat General Store for shopping. The pool here is probably like my favorite part about this resort. It is that huge sandcastle resort with that Mickey, slide there. Now, I will say this is a little different because the slide is covered. So, like my son does not like to do covered slides. I don't really care either way. I'll do them whether they're covered or not. But this is like a fun, I love this sandcastle slide. It's so much fun. So yeah, I mean, this is just fun, and just know that that cover sometimes keeps people away. All right, this is similar to some of those larger resorts, as this is a larger resort. There's that internal bus stop that you can take the bus, and then the bus also goes to the parks, and then you can take the boat or you can walk to Disney Springs. And I do know how to spell boat, don't worry. Okay, so let's talk about some of the pros and cons. So at Old Key West, this is a DVC accommodation, which means if you're in a 1-bedroom or larger, you get that full kitchen, meaning refrigerator, freezer, stove top, stove, microwave, all the plates, cups, silverware, dishwasher. You're not washing those dishes, and all that kind of stuff. So that's super, super helpful. These are also the largest rooms on property, meaning for a studio, they're the largest square footage for a studio. For a 1-bedroom, they're the largest, 2-bedroom, and so on. It does have those weird cuts, so it's not so simple as, these are all rectangle rooms. So just know that. It's closer to Disney Springs. It's quieter resort, and the people who stay here return here. It is, when I say it is a cult following, it's even a cult following for those people who pay cash to stay there. People love this resort. It's for a very specific type of traveler that really knows the parks and is okay with the large area of the resort. The other thing that I will say is that, you have to be having a car will make a huge difference for you. If you can have a car, that will really help you out with this resort. Some of the cons are those internal bus stops. It can take a long time to leave property, the Old Key West property, to get to the parks. The rooms are spread out and it can feel far away. There's one main building area, and then from there, then you are going to, going back to your room. So just know a lot of people have their cars so they can drive. All right, reasons to stay. This is great for longer stays, the same as Saratoga, and for work trips. And if you want to use that full kitchen, if you need a lot of space, like you need to know your own family situation. A lot of clients that I have are only couples, and they are used to having their own space. So they want their own space when they're still on vacation so that they stay married through their vacation. So if you're that kind of couple, this is a great option for the price and for what you're getting for it. So think about that when you're staying here. And it's close to Disney Springs. If your goal is to do a lot of Disney Springs time and not maybe as much park time, or you want to make sure that you go to Disney Springs, this would be the resort to stay at. My clients always say this is a well-themed resort and it's more relaxing. If you stay even at other deluxe resorts, you're by the theme parks. So this is deluxe villas, so it has the same deluxe, amenities, meaning that, you have those extended evening hours, all that stuff. And they like having that calm and relaxed feeling here. They love the large rooms. Everyone I've had stay here is like, oh yeah, the rooms are way bigger. The space doesn't always make sense that the cut of the rooms are, but they love that extra space. And they love taking the boat to Disney Springs, and if they don't walk themselves. But I mean, everyone who goes here, it's hard for me to get them to stay anywhere else afterwards. So that will do it for Saratoga Springs. Again, if you like these videos, if you could like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And if you need help planning your next trip, you can find my information below. And I will see you next time on Magical Travel Adventure. Bye.